hard not to get behind a competitor like this. Again, really has a lot on the line here, because getting an opportunity here in Shine is a blessing so early in your career, but 0-2, and you might find yourself on the outside looking in.
Well, son of a witch, this celestial goddess looks the part. Let's see if she can back up this beauty here against Mila. Miss Johnson, if you're nasty, both women look very determined to have a great showing here in Shine Wrestling. Oh, a little test of strength. That's something you always fail, Trevor.
I'm not going to argue with that one. I'm interested to see here. Mila Johnson, of course, trained by her father, James Johnson, as well as George South. I don't know if I would trust somebody trained by George South in a test of strength. Not to get a little nasty, as you put it, Val.
It's surprised, though, when giving up, especially such a significant height and reach advantage, challenging the test of strength. Not something I would advise, but look at the strength on display.
Yeah, credit to Mila figuring out how to leverage over. Ooh, well, not quite. Kaia bopping back up.
And flexibility counts as well.
Yeah, for both ladies, honestly, but the strength, not surprisingly, advantage is going to go to Kaia McKenna, trained at the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy by Seth Rollins and Merrick Brave.
Yes, very impressive accomplishments so far, but I mean, Mila is in a bad way here. She's tying her up like a pretzel. Over she goes. Should be going for a pin already? Oh no, she's just wanting to inflict a little more pain. This witchy woman is here to make a name for herself in Shine Wrestling. I love to see it.
Yeah, it looks like a glorified sparring or practice session, just trying out submission after submission and doing so effective for each. Hold on.
Great counter, smart move by Mila Johnson. Keep in mind, Kaia McKenna, competitive martial artist, trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, karate as well. So you can't be surprised at all when Kaia gets to the mat. She's gonna know how to bring it.
She's athletically gifted for sure, very, very gifted. But also, I mean, Mila's agility, and look at this, she's got her locked in. The wind is going out of Kaia here. She's trying her best, but look at the flexibility and the innovative move here by Mila. Can she counter this? No way.
We're gonna find out.
How's she gonna get out of it? Oh my goodness. It's a screaming match.
Both ladies firing up, but it is Kaia who got the better, at least in that moment.
Well, you gotta wonder with the cardio, and it's so humid here. Val, you're over from England. Are you just sitting here? It's so hot, it's so hard to breathe, and they're in their, look at this, they're not even on their second breath. Haven't broke a sweat. These are two athletes doing what they do. But I don't like, again, the idea of wasting precious breath screaming in each other's faces.
I think a lot of people who have, ooh, look at that, smart throws part of the gear in the face of Kaia. Mila taking advantage, rolling through. Is this pin? Oh, not quite. Kaia finds a way to escape, and Mila puts on the brakes again. Unique pinfall. Still 2 counting. I was about to back up your point about the temperature. Not only is it hot here, I think people who haven't been to Florida, if you've never felt Florida humidity, my friends, that's half the problem, if not 3/4 of the problem right now when it comes to how sticky, how nasty it is in here. Just that knee to the gut was nasty.
Absolutely nasty. And as Rob mentioned earlier, you know, it's very important to think about the cardiovascular portion of being ready for matches like this, especially in this extreme heat.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've been gone for a long time, living in that dark, clammy place known as England, so this has really got to be a big shock for you to come back.
Absolutely is, and I mean, it's not just the hurricane that's bringing the chaos, it's not just the weather that's bringing the heat, it's the ladies of Shine Wrestling. And what I loved about tonight, by the way, is that we're seeing so much diversity here, so many different styles, and right now these two are really giving it their all. Kaia there just wrapped up, choked up, if you will. And not in the way that Trevor gets choked up watching Bambi. That's a different type of choke.
Pinfall, nearly the end of the matchup. More of a...
If I was to have to describe what Mila Johnson does, she works big. She's giving up a huge size advantage, but you would never be able to tell it because she just works big. Very physical, very in control of the pacing of the match. Very impressed by what I see here.
Well, and being part of the sports entertainment empire, places like Palmetto Championship Wrestling, where she's 1/3 of the crew, That's the thing, is she's used to wrestling people much bigger, men and women. And that's the thing, and you come in here, and even though Kaia is much bigger, I don't think Mila has been intimidated at all. And this young lady is really taking control of things. Look at that knee. That'll change the size of your opponent pretty quickly when you knock their head off.
Absolutely. She's kind of been favoring the throat of Kaia, has Mila, and here we go. Ooh, a little too late. Huge knee to the breadbasket of Mila Johnson. Kaia's got her right into the turnbuckle. Ouch.
Yeah, the big escape, and now a little bit of a choke in the corner here. You're seeing some attitude from Kaia. Both ladies had an interesting discourse coming into this event. Mila first, wow, handful of hair, get angry back. Hold on a second, pinfall.
So the attitude and confidence in Mila is just something that you've got to point out and pay attention to. She doesn't come in there with the idea that there's even a chance that she could possibly lose. Why all these firemen are behind us. I mean, it makes me feel a little safer, but usually it's cops and federal agents behind me when I turn around, so it is a good change for me, I guess.
So as I mentioned, a little discourse online between Mila and Kaia. Ooh, knees to the gut. And first, Mila tried to get in the head of Kaia, try to understand her by pulling a bunch of witch stuff out. Pinfall. Couldn't quite get in the moment, if you will. Didn't really understand what witchy stuff was. And instead, Mila said, you know what, I'm really, my mindset's of a superhero. And talked about the Scarlet Witch as an example of one of the superheroes that Mila's a fan of. And of course, then Kaia was watching whatever movie the Scarlet Witch is in. I'm going to show my knowledge of Marvel movies. It is Marvel, right? Marvel movies.
Yes.
And now Kaia trying to understand Mila as well. I haven't seen anything since Black Panther. I'm so far behind.
You've really upgraded from the Tonka truck movies that you used to watch, so you're growing up before our eyes for sure. But if you're Mila Johnson, how do you prepare for the celestial goddess, this witchy woman? I mean, like you said, hasn't been scared once. The size of
Big Fez press. There's some forearms coming here. Kaia in control. The young lady's been making towns all over the country. Excited here to be back in Shine. Get the number 8 this time, where she debuted at Shine 78. Looking for the win here at Shine 80. Ooh, what a drop kick.
Beautiful drop kick, and like you said, she's been traveling all over. The fans are demanding that she be brought in because, again, oh, look out. Stunning with that suplex. That could be it. Guarantee she's got completely no clue where she's at right now.
Absolute hair away. And I think if it wasn't for the toughness of Mila Johnson and the fact that she's been wrestling since she was so young, 5 years in the sport already, believe it or not, I don't know if Mila would still even have at least just the instinct of what to do. But instead hits a chin breaker and ties up Kaia.
The instinct, the moveset's very impressive. She's going for the pin here, very confident. But Kaia kicks out.
I think Mila swore that was going to be it. And being a part of a tag team here most recently, you know, Brittany Jade is watching on, saying, you better not let me down, but also you got to think the teachings of Brittany getting in the head of Mila. Brittany, of course, trying to get Mila to bend the rules a bit more.
I'm not understanding the disrespect here and the time wasted when she was 100% in control, and because of her own frustration, just started. Yeah. Now, big boot. Very physical on both parts, double chop. Another kick to the leg, trying to chop her down. Arms, legs.
Kaia cuts off Mila. And that's the problem we keep talking about, the size differential here. Kaia, ooh, had been using it as a great weapon, but that kick, oh, little witch boot action. I thought Kaia might have been rocked, but instead it was Mila taken out.
Mila's going for the pin here. Ooh, Mila's still in this thing. I think, you know, the beginning of the match was very interesting. I think it started as it meant to go on. It's really been a war of attrition. They're really trying to out-wrestle each other. And pretty evenly matched, I must say, both very impressive.
Both ladies been in there a long time, throwing everything they have at one another. Got to think it's the pivotal point of the matchup. Someone's going to have an answer. It looks like Kaia was thinking Black Cauldron Bomb. A great counter by Mila with the roll-up. Could this be it? A handful of tights.
Referee caught her.
Jose Lucinella on the ball.
Yeah, not afraid to not only bend the rules, but outright break them when...
Like I told you, Brittany Jade getting in the head of Mila Johnson, trying to get her going places she doesn't usually go, and you can even see a little bit of a torn here, but taking her eye off the ball.
Hand it over to her opponent.
And Kaia had a moment to play with her food, hits the black cauldron bomb. I think that's it.
There you have it. I think you stir that cauldron enough. You poke the bear in the zoo. This is what happens to you. When she pulled those tights, there was a little bit of sass, a little bit of bad blood here and there, especially with the hair like fluffing. There was a little bit of sass there, but I think pulling the tights is what really, really lost the game for her.